The new Eternal trailer brought the heat.
And Kevin Spacey is back? What the heck?
All right. That and more.
Movie Minds.
Hey guys, this is Ish.
This is Ant.
And we're Movie Minds, where we keep you up to date with all the movie news, reviews, and some shows.
And follow us on all our social media platforms, guys. Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, all those great things. Also follow us on MovieMinds.com. You can find a bunch of content there as well about what's going on, and we will continue updating you on everything that's going on in movies.
Yeah, let's do that. And let's go on to Hot Tops.
Hot Tops.
Guys, the very first, official teaser trailer finally dropped for Chloe Zhao's vision of the Eternals. Dropped a few days ago. It was great Monday morning.
Yes, it was a surprise.
Yes, it was a surprise.
It was out of nowhere.
It really was. I thought that we weren't going to get it till like the next few months, really.
You know when I found out? When you posted it on Instagram. And I saw this water coming on Instagram. Yeah, you posted it on the stories, and there was a bunch of water in Eternals. I'm like, wait, what the heck? I have never seen this. It was really cool, man.
Yeah, man. So one of the lines that really I want to like really just focus on is this. We have watched and guided. We have helped them progress and see them accomplish wonders throughout the years. We have never interfered until now. Dude, what do you think about the trailer, and what do you when do you think we're gonna get the?
Were those words uttered by Salma Hayek?
Yeah, I believe so. It did sound like
so.
Yeah.
I think she said them. Look, man. I don't know when the official trailer is going to come out to answer that first question, right? I don't know, but it has to be soon. Big movie usually drops their trailers. If you don't know, I'm sure you know this, but for those that don't, they usually drop 6 months before they come out, which is why a lot of people start speculating that here comes the first trailer. And I hope that it'll give a little bit more story and a little bit more, development and, context of what's going on. Bro, what I love the lines here, they're really very cool and very celestial, very, epic words from Miss Hayek here.
Absolutely.
The only thing that I see that kind of raised up a couple of questions in my end was we never interfered until now. So to me, it's like, was Thanos not enough to interfere?
Yeah.
They were about to wipe the whole planet.
He wiped the whole half of the universe for 5 years.
Yeah, he did, actually. You're absolutely right.
They weren't going to
interfere. They didn't do nothing.
Yeah. Dude, no, that's the thing that I'm kind of like, wait. So they've been watching alongside with us because we, the fans, have watched them, and it looks like they're fanning out too at the end.
Yes.
We'll talk about that a little bit more.
Right.
But they haven't interfered. That doesn't make sense to me. What is it gonna take for them to come to the forefront of everything? What do you think that's gonna be, dude?
The only reason why I think that they're not interfering is because the only logical explanation is that they have some kind of foresight into being able to see something in the future for them to be able to see that they were going to be okay.
Right.
And now, because I don't know, something is telling them that they have to interfere to be able to change the future is what I'm thinking they will. Because Kevin Feige is a lot smarter than me and probably all of us here. And so I'm thinking he already knows that people are going to be bringing up those kind of questions.
For sure. Big questions.
Who do you think, though, is going to be that villain that they're going to say that is going to be, in this case, and it has to be, a level higher than
Thanos, yes. And if Thanos is a Titan, right? So then he's not a god like Thor. Thor is a demigod or something like that, I believe. And then there is the Eternals, and then there are Celestials, I believe, which Celestials are like the founders of the universe or something like that, right? Something of that along those lines. I'm not a Marvel expert, so you guys take this with a grain of salt. The only thing worse than Thanos is actually an Eternal. It has to be one of them. I'm guessing that we are actually seeing the villain with inside this trailer, even though we don't know who exactly it is. My guess is going to be something along the lines of Angelina Jolie. That would be freaking fantastic.
I had a feeling
that would be freaking great.
I had kind of like a feeling.
I would love that. And the only reason why they can't see the future as to far as why this specific event is because they probably can't see Eternal's futures. You won't be able to see the events. And what motivates this person to break away from a passive stance on the universe like they have thus far is something that has happened already inside the MCU. And the only thing I could think of is really Thanos' take on snapping half the universe. Seeing how those 5 years were actually better than the previous.
What happened after?
Yeah, exactly. Okay. And that's one of the ideas that I have, that they saw that event and they were like, well, maybe Thanos was onto something, and they take reins on that, or they take action of that, or something along the lines of what Thanos was about to do in Endgame, where he was gonna reconstruct the whole universe again. He was gonna wipe it all out and reconstruct it from ground zero. And maybe one of the Eternals that might have the power to do that will go ahead and do that.
That's dude. I love that perspective. And there is a rumor going on around right now on the internet that the villain Crow might be the villain for the Eternals, because they came out in the toys. You know how sometimes we get spoilers because of toys coming out, and this was the Marvel Legends toy that came out with the villain Crow. I'm not too familiar with him, but I know that he's a shapeshifter, and he was once a part of a group called the Deviants.
Yeah, they're like the Eternals, like the opposite side of the
pretty much something like that. I was reading a little bit about him, and he does seem like a big threat. Now, I don't know whether he's stronger than Thanos or a little. I don't know. Yeah. But I do know that it did come out of a toy, and it does say Eternals in front of the toy, and it's a brand new toy. So I'm assuming there has to be something that's going to happen with that villain.
Sounds more plausible.
That doesn't mean that he'll be the main villain. There's always a couple of them, and then one comes out in the end, and we're just like, what the hell? But the news,
I was right.
The director of this, Chloe Zhao. Dude, did you see the cinematography?
Oh
of it?
My gosh, that spaceship that comes out of nowhere.
Bro. Oh my god,
Independence Day meets Arrival vibes right there.
They put their hand in the water, and then all these gold.
Yeah, that was cool.
It's just beautiful. And my favorite, right at the end, the Eternals are sitting down on the table, and
like the Avengers at the end, right?
Yes, like
the Shawarma scene, right?
And saying, now that's Captain Rogers and Iron Man are gone, who are going to be the new leaders for the Avengers? And one of them says, I can be one, and everybody laughs. And I thought that was great. And so, just to give you a little bit, these people, these Eternal people, have been on Earth 7,000 years ago, just watching us and doing everything.
Seems like they brought life to Earth or something.
Yeah, it could be. It could be.
So, because it does say it in the poster, one of the posters says "in the beginning," so that's really cool. Dude, can't wait to see that.
Dude, I love the poster,
origins. Dude. Oh, that poster is amazing.
The poster is
dude.
like freaking.
I love it.
Just someone just painted it. Dude.
I'm glad it's not a whole bunch of heads floating around, and that's about it.
So it was amazing. Cool. I love it. I love the trailer. I can't wait for this movie, man. It's become my most anticipated film.
Yeah, guys. So now let's go on to worthy mentions, stuff that didn't make it to the hot tops.
Here we go, guys. Your worthy mentions. Well, we have Kevin Spacey lands a role in an Italian film for the first time since all the allegations and accusations and all these people that came to the front and saying that he molested them. What do you think about that, man?
Yeah, well, there's a lot of allegations for sure. Spacey's reputation was destroyed, really, and there has not been any prosecution or anything like that. Nothing that would say that he's actually guilty, though the stain is there on his reputation now. Can't do anything about that. 3 years have passed. I think after everything is said and done, it's not proven. No one can really prove it, so I can't really judge him on that. what I can say is though that he's a phenomenal actor. He really messed it up for me with House of Cards. Like he should have. I wish he could just go back in time, man, and not do anything stupid. But you know, losing that season was horrible. Anyway, so I say great for Spacey. It's good to have him back in films, even though if it's a low budget indie film. That's a great start, man. Hey, starting fresh, starting new, why not, man? Everyone deserves a second chance. So
I'm looking at this and I am completely opposite with you. It looks like this guy is guilty. He hasn't gone to jail yet for anything. They're all accusations. Usually when there was one or more, I know that you're innocent until proven guilty.
There's a lot.
I get all that.
There's a lot.
But there is a lot out there, and usually when there is that much, the guy did something wrong. I don't agree with him being in film. I don't think he should be doing anything right now. He should be just laying low and just thanking God that he's out of jail, let alone be playing something in a film right now. But whatever it is, you know, God knows what he's doing. Whatever he feels like he wants to do, he's gonna do. And so I just don't agree with it. But that is my take on it. Anyway, in other news, we have Timothee Chalamet to play young Willy Wonka in the new Warner Brothers movie. What do you think about him going back and telling the story of Willy Wonka, man?
Yeah, so it looks like it's going to be an origin story of the upbringing of the famous factory owner. And hey, why not? This guy is on a roll. I can't wait to see him in Dune. I can't wait to see him in other stuff. And the story we all grew up with. You guys have seen Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. If you haven't, you have to watch it. It's one of the classic movies that I think aged very well, even though it's very corny in a sense. But it's a well done film. It's a classic. So I think this is a great fit. I could totally see this guy do it.
Yeah, I mean, I like the fit. I like him as Willy Wonka. I know that Charlie's not going to be in it. Obviously, Charlie was the little boy that found the ticket. He won't be in it, but he will definitely. I know that in the last reiteration of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, we did dive in a little bit into Willy Wonka's childhood as his dad being a dentist and all these other things and stuff. So we did see a little bit. I wonder if they're going to take that route or are they going to change things. I did really love that part of that movie with Johnny Depp. So I'm hoping that this is just as good or even better. So I'm looking forward to it. So hopefully it is as good as hopefully it seems to be.
Let's go on to streaming and Chillin.
All right, guys, streaming Chillin. I'll go first and tell you that I finally watched this documentary about Britney Spears. So people close to Britney Spears and lawyers tied to the conversatorship now reassess her phenomenal career and brutal downfall as she battles her father in court over who should control her life. Jamie Spears is her father and is her conservator of her money and estates. The movie, it's not a movie, it's a documentary, and it really just takes you on a trip on just looking at the perspective of their fans and how they're looking at the dad being the bad guy, being the person that's like not wanting to give Britney back everything that she has. She has it all. Don't get me wrong. She has a right to do what she wants. But her dad, she has to get permission with her dad to make sure that she can buy mansions. She can go on, a tour and things like that. And so the documentary really talks about how she's been trying to get back to take her dad off of everything so that she can have ownership of her life again. And so they've been going to courts and they've been doing things. And the dad, once you see this documentary, you can see a lot of the shady things that the dad has done to continue to keep that right to be able to handle her money. And so I had no idea that this was going on. But when you watch the documentary, it really gives you a bad taste in your mouth for her father. And then later on, she comes out and says, it's her father. And so she did a little bit of media cleanup in it as well after this documentary went out. Guys, watch it. It's really interesting. I didn't know that Britney was going through all these things. I loved her when she was, back in the 90s, obviously early 2000s. She was great. But this documentary does talk a lot about what's going on in her life right now. And so a lot of people feel bad about it. And so they made a documentary and it was pretty good. I enjoyed it. On Hulu, Framing Britney Spears.
Wow. Do they mention Justin Timberlake in it?
They do.
Okay, I'm going to watch it for
just a little bit, here and there. But, I'm not sure exactly. He's not really big,
I know.
Whatever. But they do say little things here and there.
Yeah, for sure. All right, anyway. Cool. I've been wanting to watch it actually, so I just haven't gotten around to it.
Go to the New York Times though, because it doesn't come out as Framing Britney Spears. It comes out as a New York Times documentary. Or
okay.
If you can't find it, just go to that.
Gotcha. All right, guys. So I've been busy watching Jupiter's Legacy. It is a Netflix original series. And here is the premise. The first generation of superheroes has kept the world safe from nearly a century. Now their children must live up to their legacy in an epic drama that spans decades and navigates the dynamics of family, power, and loyalty. Ooh. Okay, guys, this show is based on a comic book that I've never read.
Oh, it's a never seen. Show?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Series.
I thought it was a movie.
Yeah, and it is quite an interesting drama. Absolutely a dramatic. It's a drama, guys. Like, I know that it has a lot of really heavy superhero base scenes, and it's very tied into like powers, and it has a very it feels like The Boys from Amazon Prime.
Ooh,
it feels like it. The tone of it does push towards that place, but the dialogue is a lot heavier on this series.
Okay.
How it talks about it's a century-long story. It really is. They do this whole going back to the past to find out and build up the story of the father, as you guys heard in the premise, and kind of reveals a little bit of the story throughout the season, and really focuses on the kids and how they acquire, how they're dealing with their powers in a modern day world. And it has Josh Duhamel, Ben Daniels, and Leslie Bibb. There's a lot of other great actors. It's really a good cast. Like, the chemistry on it is fantastic. The only thing is that the pacing of the show is really slow. You might just end up giving up on it, but the story is really thick, and there is a lot of things to say in between the whole storylines, but the superpowers and everything else that a superhero show should bring, it doesn't quite bring it as strong. So if you guys are in for a fix like The Boys, maybe this is a good way to get your fix on it. But if you're expecting like a great grandeur superhero film, it's not the place for you. So maybe skip that for now. So that's Jupiter's Legacy.
Sounds great. Anyway, there you have it, guys. Those are your hot tops and worthy mentions and streaming and chilling.
Yeah.
Guys, thank you guys for joining us again. Make sure that you guys comment down below. Let us know your thoughts.
All right, guys. And always.
And like always, stay
movie minded.
Yeah.
Boom.